My name is Andrew, but you can call me Andrew. And I am an owner of a DSLR. The old version of me using the compact camera is gone. And I'm here to tell you that photography isn't a hobby for the faint-hearted. You absolutely have to love your camera. You can't just hold it, you have to feel it. You have to channel your manly essence through it. Oh, yeah. Having a camera on its own is kind of pointless if you don't have a lens attached to it. Like this one. Good lenses are well lubricated, slide in and out easily, and feel just right when you're doing it. And there are many different types of lenses out there. Most people like their lenses big and long, but some people prefer short, small lenses. Bigger doesn't always mean better. If you want to avoid the consequences from accidents, it's still recommended that you get some decent protection for that precious lens of yours. Better safe than sorry. But jokes and completely unintended sexual references aside, these are pretty serious tools used for some pretty serious stuff. Oh, those are some good shots. That's how sexy photography can be. It's taking forever to record. Okay, but seriously now, ever since I got this, I've learned so many cool things about photography. And I want to share what I've learned so far with you guys. Hopefully these things will help you improve your photography and maybe also help you become a better person overall. Wait, now hang on. Oh, he's gonna be talking about photography in this video. But I don't have a camera. So why should I even bother watching this? Well, if you're watching this right now, then chances are, no, you might not have a camera. But you probably do have one of these. A handphone. And there's a very big chance that your handphone has a camera. And you've probably taken a picture or two with this before. So technically, if you have a handphone with a camera on it, you are a photographer whether you like it or not. The power to take photos is right here in your hand. Alright, now comes the time for me to share what I've learned so far in photography with you guys. So ready? Let's go! Number 1. The exposure triangle. Aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. For most compact point and shoots, as well as handphone camera users, you don't really have to worry too much about these things, because your camera will automatically decide these things for you. For DSLR users, it is crucial that the exposure triangle is hammered into your head and infused into your brain. Here's a quick rundown. Aperture determines how big the opening of your lens is. The bigger the opening, the more light it lets in, and the shallower the depth of field. Shutter speed determines how fast your shutter opens and closes. The longer the shutter speed, the longer the time when light is allowed to enter your camera, which results in more motion blur. ISO determines how sensitive the camera sensor is to light. The higher the ISO, the more sensitive the sensor becomes, and thus your image becomes brighter but at the cost of increased noise. These three things determine how exposed your image is going to be. Low aperture, low shutter speed, and high ISO will increase your exposure, whereas high aperture, high shutter speed, and low ISO will decrease your exposure. Got that? Good. Let's move on. Number 2. Learn to critique people's work properly and constructively. You're obviously not going to be the only photographer in the whole world. There'll be other people taking pictures out there just like you. And obviously there will be some good pictures, and then there'll be some not so good pictures. It is our courtesy and our obligation to make sure that when we do have to critique those not so good shots, we do it professionally. We do it without making the other person feel bad. That's not a nice shot, that's a shit shot. It's way too overexposed. The highlights are blown. Your focus is way off track. Your composing looks like it was done by a preschooler. And yes, I see motion blur. Motion blur equals not sharp, and not sharp equals shit. Don't do that. Just don't. Be nice to other people, and maybe they'll be nice to you. Number 3. Composition. No, I'm not talking about composing essays, that's boring. I'm talking about composing photos. This is one of the most important elements in photography. You always have to take some time to compose your shots. Some compositional fundamentals include: try and fill up the frame. Use leading lines to your advantage. The rule of thirds is your friend. Do not clutter up your image with distractions. And last but not least, keep it as simple as possible. I would really like to explain these tips, but if I did, then this video would become absurdly long, and I'm trying to keep it short. If you really took those things to heart, congratulations! You've just leveled up in photography. Now I want to share some of the problems that we photographers have to face all the time. This is all coming from first-hand experience. I've experienced all of this before. People get irritated because we take too long to take our pictures. And then we get ditched. Photo bombing. Almost all the time, nobody takes pictures of the photographer. Ever. And there you go, that's a bit of what I've learned so far ever since I first started DSLR photography. But of course you don't really need to have a DSLR to take awesome pictures. You can use your phone or your compact camera and still get some pretty good shots. So always remember this every time you're taking a picture. Good pictures are not taken by a good camera, they're taken by the people behind that camera. And that camera will never be as smart as you. Ugh, that's so cheesy, I can't believe I just said that. But yeah, it's true, what I said was true, right? The camera will never be as smart, something. Alright, see ya.